Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Archer Assassins by Strosahl. So this finishes up the overflow that we had from the Arrow theme week. We had too many setters make puzzles for that, so figured I'd just do them next as the setters came up. So this is our last Arrow puzzle that was made for the Arrow theme week, but I'm sure we'll have plenty more Arrow puzzles in the future. Very popular constraint. All right, well, let's go over the rules. We do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, so in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these arrows in the grid. So arrows are attached to a circle. The digits in the arrow sum to the value in the circle. So if this was 2, 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. So we put a 5 in the circle. All right. In addition to that, we do have killer cages in the grid. Digits in a cage sum to the value in the top left corner. So these 3 sum to 13. These 3 sum to 14. Additionally, digits cannot repeat in a cage. So if this was, say, a 3, Sudoku would allow this to also be a 3, but the killer cage prevents it. You're not allowed to repeat digits in a killer cage. Arrows can repeat as long as other rules allow it, but I don't think that's true of any of these arrows on the grid, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. So we know that all 4 of these add to 13. That seems pretty low. In fact, we have 14 over here. Let's do the 14 first. That's even, oh no, 13 is lower than 14. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry, I did that backwards. Why do we know that all these cells together add to 13? Well, because these 3 circles add to 13, and they're in a killer cage that adds to 13. So what is the minimum I could make these add to? Well, I could make this a 1-2 pair. I'd say, and I can make this 1-2 3. I just can't make this also a 1-2 pair, or that doubles up to 3. And we can make this a 1. So just using the rows, we can split it up that way. Why did I choose the rows over the boxes? Well, because the boxes would say this can be 1-2, this can be 1-2, and this can be 1-2, and that's lower. So you want to use rows, columns, or boxes, or some other split up that gets the biggest number of cells into one of the groups. That's usually a good heuristic. Anyway, this adds to 3, this adds to 6, this adds to 1. So that's 10 total. So we have 3 degrees of freedom on that. That is a lot. So maybe what we need to do is also include these. So let's get rid of these numbers here. Oops, that was the color I got rid of. All right. So these add to 13 plus 14. So these add to 27. So let's do boxes this time because this is 4 and this is 4, right? So this is minimum 10 with a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is minimum 10 with 1, 2, 3, 4. This is minimum 3. This is minimum 3. So that would be 23. That's still way too low. That gives us 4 degrees of freedom, which is a lot. All right, so that was a bust. I thought maybe that was our opening, but guess not. Maybe there's more to this restriction than I'm considering. Okay, let's just take these on their own. This is minimum 1, 2, 3, 4. And that adds to at least 10, meaning these two add to at least 10. So what is the most they can add to? Well, 5, 6 adds to 11, meaning that these definitely have a 6 in them. And they add to either 10 or 11. Well, we know that 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 is only 1, 2, 3, 5. We'd have to add 1 to one of these digits. Since we can't repeat in the box, we'd have to add 1 to the 4 to make it 5. So that means that there's no 6 in these 4 cells. 1, 2, 3 exist in these 4 cells, and with a 4 or a 5. And we know that 6 is in one of these two because they need to add to 10 or 11. So that means this can't be a 6. So the 6 ends up here. And then this ends up being the other 4, 5 that isn't part of our 10 or 11 sum here. Leaving behind 1, 2, 3. All right. We can probably do the same thing here. So this is the exact same thing because this adds to a minimum 10, right? So these are from 4, 5, 6. Definitely contain the 6, meaning this is a 6 and this is a 4, 5. Okay. So we have this like X-wing on 6s. We should remember. So let's think about this 13 sum then. These definitely contain a 6, right? We can't omit the 6 because then both of these would have to be 6 based on these vertical sums. I should put 1, 2, 3 in here. So these definitely contain a 6 with a 4 or a 5. So these add to 10 or 11 also. If these add to 10, this has to be 3. If these add to 11, this has to be 2. So this can't be a 1. Now, if these add to 10, this would have to be a 4, and it can't be. So these do add to 11, and they have to go with 3 to make 14. And that tells us how this other one goes, I think. Does it? I'm not sure that that forces this to be 10. I think these could both be 11. They could both be 5, 6 pairs. All right, so what else do we learn from this? We got this 3, so this has to be a 1, 2 pair, which makes this a 3, 4 pair. This is neat. So 5 or 6. Trying to see if there's any like obvious sum I can do. Here. This can't be a 2 because it's in a circle, right? So the arrow has to add to at least 3. So this is a 1, 2 pair. And that makes this a 4, 6 pair to get us to 13. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and then this is 3, 5. There we go. That was fairly obvious, and I missed it. 4 would be a 1, 3 pair. Is that a problem? Actually, I think that works out just fine. What about 6? Would be 1, 5 or 2, 4. Again, not sure if that's a problem. Actually, if this was 6. So one thing of note is that we can't ever put a 4 on here, actually. If we put a 4 on here, we add to 6, which means we're 2, 4. But now, where's 4 in this column? Because this is 6, and then the 4s in here make this 5. So basically the 4s line up with these 4s, meaning there's nowhere to put 4 in this box or this column. So we can't ever put a 4 on this arrow, meaning the 4 is down here and it's up here. I don't know if that's actually helpful, but it's interesting. There may be something more helpful. If this is 4, this is 1, 3. So this would be the 1, this would be the 3. If it's 6, this could be 1 with a 5 or 2 with a 4. So that means there's no 4 on here. If the 4 is here and here, there's no 4 on here. So if it's 5, we have to be 2, 3. And if it's 6, we have to be 1, 5. 4 is 1, 3. 6 is 1, 5. So there's always a 1 on here. You're right. 4 would be 1, 3. 6, because we can't be 2, 4, we'd have to be 1, 5. So there's always a 1 on here, making this a 2, not a 1. So 2 plus 3 or 2 plus 4. There. I feel like I'm still missing something obvious. Like color 1, 2s? I'm not sure I can really effectively. We have a 3, 4 pair here, so this is 2, 5, 6, I suppose, with a 2 down here. It's not 6. And then this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, sorry, it's 4, 5, 6. It's not 6. There's definitely a 4 down here. We have a 3, 5 pair, so this is 1, 2, 4, 6. It's not 6. I don't know if that's helpful. So we got this adding to 14. We got this adding to 13. That works. It's got to be one of these arrows that I haven't thought about. Is there... Yeah, this definitely contains the 1 or the 2. Definitely, because we can't do 3 plus 5 is 8. So that's a virtual 1, 2 pair there. Does that break this in any way? One of these two is 6, right? So if this is 6, we could not do 2, 4, I think. Oh, we could do 2, 4, couldn't we? 1, 5. No, that breaks because of this 4, 5. Interesting. Right, 6 forces 5 and 4. Which means this is 1, 5, and this is 2, 3. So that's one option. This is 6. If this is 4, this is 1, 3. Oh, and that just breaks immediately. Okay, that breaks this cell, this sum. Because if this is 4, this has to add to 6. But if this is a 1, 3 to add to 4, let me write it out for you. If that's 4, that has to be 6 through the medium of this 5 here. So 4, 5, 6, right? So that's 4, that's 6. We kind of knew, we knew that they added to 10, right? So one of them has to be 6. Anyway, if that's 4, that's 6. 4 has to be 1 plus 3, but now how am I adding to 6 here? 2 plus 4, but the 4 has to be over here. Actually, yeah, that just breaks the thing I said where 4 has to be in one of these two. No, what did I do? Oh yeah, if this is yeah, that's actually sorry, that's a really easy way to see this. So let's see it this way. Remember I limited 4 to one of these two because 4 could not be on here. So since 4 is on one of these two, if 4 is here, it takes 4 out of the cell. And if 4 is here, the sum's too big for 4, so it takes 4 out of that cell. So this is always 6, that's 4. This is a 1-3 pair. This is a 5 and this is a 6. 6 is 2 plus 4, that's our 5. This is 4 and 5. That's our 3 and 5. So not 5, not 3 or 5. 5, we don't have a 4 on here, so 5 has to be 2 plus 3. It goes in that order. That's our 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, good, that's 2. We get the 1 and the 2 here, we get the 4 and the 6 here, that's our 4 and our 1. 3 and 4, 1 and 3, 2 and 1, 5 and 2, 6 and 5, and we're done. All right, that was neat. I think limiting 4s out of here was very helpful. There may have been other ways to think about this, but yeah, using these sums as 10 or 11 really helped here. And then, yeah, it was interesting how 4 had to get placed in this box in this column. So there couldn't be a 4 in here. Putting a 4 in one of these two, taking 4 out of here. That did it. That was really neat. All right, cool. I enjoyed that puzzle, Scott. Thanks for submitting it. If you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.